let's take the first turn with the knight. We shouldn't use our proxy knight really because it doesn't come with the game. So you've got the choice of the wooden knight or the standee. I think we'll use the standee. He's got a bit more presence on the map, hasn't he? So the start of the cave. Now to start that cave, what you would do is that there is 9 crystal tiles in the game. You would get 3 piles of free crystals and shuffle them into each stack. So you've got pretty much even stacks. So seeded in each stack randomly is 3 crystals. There could be crystals under there, any of them, we don't know. So anyway, these are dark tiles. The knight cannot move onto dark tiles. He has to use movement to move, but he has to use perception, which lets him encounter the tile. It's almost like enchanting the tile, and he can do everything. Once he's used perception on a tile, he flips the tile, he can then move onto it, and anything that's on the tile, be it an event or an ambush or treasure or whatever pops up on that tile, he can do everything on that tile, whether several things or one thing, whatever. He can interact that tile and do it all for the 1 perception cost. So we look at the knight's board here, and we start with 2 hero cubes. We will unlock cubes when we gain grit. Grit is like the economy for the knight. It's his experience. It's what he gets when he's basically exploring in the cave. So he will interact with things, and this marker here will move. And when it gets past the first one, five lots of grit, he will gain a cube. And obviously, as it comes down, further down, he'll gain more cubes. Cubes are like getting your engine going. It's like your workers, if you like, even. It's your resource. It's your hero cubes are how you're going to spend on several things you can do on the board itself. So, how do you get grit? Well, it's all on the board. The rules of the game, it's all here. It's just that boundary of learning all the separate roles. It's unlike any other game. So, it's worth it. It pays off. So we gaining grit by revealing a cave tile. Every time we flip a cave tile, we gain grit. If we smash a crystal, we gain 2 grit. We have to have 3 power in order to smash a crystal on a tile, and we gain 2 grit. If the dragon is not playing, one of the win conditions for the knight will be smashing, I think it's 5 lots of grit, and putting them smashing 5 crystals and putting them on the smash crystals box here. With the dragon, of course, we have to kill the dragon. The knight's goal is to kill that dragon, slay it, before it wakes up and escapes the cave and wins by itself, because that's the dragon's win condition. The goblins, incidentally, their win condition is killing the knight, and the cave just wants to kill everybody, wants to collapse. It's just so neat. Everything bounces off each other. Losing grit, we can lose grit. We can be backstabbed by the thief, but he's not in play at the moment. There's a blob monster, the flame wall dragon. The flame wall that the dragon puts out, we can lose grit. The goblins can hex us. There's events, rats that can make us lose grit. The dragon can use scratch on us to make us lose grit. And there's soporific spores that the cave can use that make us lose grit. And if we do lose grit, any hero cubes we've gained will go back onto this track, which is not what we want to happen as the knight. We've got 3 bombs at our disposal. Now these bombs, we can use these to blow holes through walls in the cave, and then they become passable. They go in between a joint on 2 open tiles, but lit tiles I should say, and if there's a wall we can permanently blow a hole through, so there's free movement through. We can also place a hero cube on bomb to bomb the sleeping dragon. Now to bomb the sleeping dragon, when he's out there, we can pass through his tile without any menace, but if we want to bomb him, he's thematically below the cave, and to bomb him we need to have equal strength to his strength, and then we'd roll this die and see if we actually manage to bomb him. If we get a centre, we bomb him. It's a 50-50 shot, and if we have greater strength than the dragon's defence, his scales, Donna, his
armour.
His armour. If we have greater, then it's a direct hit. We don't need to roll a die, and that's what we're going to try and do while the dragon's asleep. There's another way we can get the dragon while he's asleep, and I think it's with an enchanted bow that we might get through treasure decks and stuff. We've got a bow here where we can shoot a goblin tribe in sight. We've got an ancient map. Now, it's got 3 boxes on it to use. We don't need to fill up all 3 to use it. It just signifies that we can use that map 3 times on a turn if we wanted to. And what the ancient map does, it gives us, we're finding secret passageways through walls, but we must have a very good memory, because every time we need to move, even through that same wall, we'd have to use the ancient map to do that. So it's a little less ineffective than the bomb, but with the bomb, anybody can freely move through it. So we might need to use that ancient map. The shield's a good one. Buff ourselves up. You cannot be moved by other players, so they can't do us any harm or move us into places we don't want to be. And we only lose 1 grit if we're forced to lose grit. So we can protect our grit a bit like that. We have inbuilt 1 movement, inbuilt 1 perception, inbuilt 1 strength. Each turn this is to use, and we start with 7 health. If we get to 0 health, then we've lost. We're out the game. If we get to 0 health, then the goblins have won because they've killed us. I think that's about it. We pick up our hero cubes to start, and we move an act, and we deal with any encounters that may happen or may not happen, and so forth. So, I think the best thing to do is just start playing. So, I've got 2 hero cubes here. What I'm going to do, right? Well, I've got 1 inbuilt movement and 1. One thing I forgot to do. I shuffle these up, and I give myself 3 side quest cards, and these are cards that I can satisfy to normally gain grit, or they always gain grit, I should say. So yeah, I could gain 4 grit, or 3 grit in the top right cards if I satisfied these. So fantastic artwork. This one's cunning. Attempt to pick up a dragon gem. If there is no dragon player in the game, collect 2 treasure tokens during 1 turn instead. Well, there's a dragon player in the game, so I'm going to definitely be hunting down dragon gems. Bedecked, have at least 2 face-up treasure cards. That's definitely doable. And fearless. Reveal a dark tile with a goblin tribe on it. You can see all the goblin's eyes here. They hunt in packs. Then attack the tribe on the same encounter. If there is no goblin player, fight and lose no health from a monster when you reveal an ambush tile. You may draw a monster instead of fighting normal or tough goblins. So there are quests that we can fulfill to get grit. So we'll keep them handy. So let's deal with this. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I can move on to one of these tiles. I can't just move onto it. The knight cannot move into dark parts of the cave. So it has to be in conjunction with perception to flip that tile. So I'm going to flip this tile here with my 1 perception and move onto it. And it's an event. Now the rules for orientating the tile, it's up to me, but the rule that I have to follow is that I couldn't put it like this, I couldn't put it like this with a wall, because I cannot move through them, can I? So I have to place it initially so that I could definitely move onto that tile. So I could place it this way, or I could place it this way. It doesn't really matter. I think we'll just place it that way. Okay, and it is an event tile, so an event will happen. I've spent my inbuilt movement, so I move onto that tile, and we've spent my inbuilt perception. Now, because it's an event, I get an event card, but also what will happen first is the cave, from its hand of tiles, will close off any open edges. Now, that's not an open edge because it's got a wall, neither is that, but this is. So the cave would look at these in secret. He's got a treasure. He always has to put crystals out if he's got crystals. He's got an encounter, an ambush. And he has a crystal, right. So the cave, unbeknown to anybody else, is going to place this here. Nobody knows what would be on the lit side of it. And he will then draw back up to 3 tiles. Let's see what he's got there. He's got an encounter. Right, so it's here now. And also we're playing with the optional rule of terrain. The optional terrain. Now, the cave will get to place it, but look, we'll just place it. If the cave's not playing, well, imagine it's not playing at the moment because it's not, because I'm the only one doing this. I'm going to place the lava because it'll fit nicely there anyway. The rules for placing are that at least one edge has to fit the to the cave, and 2 pieces of special terrain cannot be joined together even at corners. And that's it. And the lava, the dragon can pass through the lava without hindrance, no problem. In fact, it probably loves the stuff, doesn't it? The knight is okay to pass through the lava, but cannot spend a turn there. It will lose a health if he does. The goblins lose 1 population every time they leave a lava space. They call it magma. But if the goblins spend a turn in the magma, then they'll lose all population from that tribe. So I'll place this here. There we go. It's pretty neat. And let's deal with that event card. So let's pick the event card. Now, ordinarily, the cave would pick up 2 of these and decide which one to give me. Okay, scrub that. I just checked on the little sheet. Now, I laminated these sheets. They come as a thin sheet, and I laminated them. They're much easier to use that way. The cave would draw 3 event cards and pick the one to play on me. But I'm just going to pick the top one. It's treasures that they pick 2 and decide which one you're going to have. So let's have a look at this event. Oh, it's Vantage Point. I've not seen this before. Right, reveal all dark tiles. Oh, this is handy. Reveal all dark tiles surrounding the knight. The revealed tiles are worth grit, as if they had been revealed normally. Now there's a thing. I'm glad that reminded me. Because we gained a grit, didn't we, for flipping that event tile over. So we're on 1 grit now. We're also going to get surrounding the knight. Well, the only other dark tile surrounding the knight, because you don't count diagonals, it's just always orthogonally, is this one here. So we will get another grit, so I'll put it onto 2 for flipping it, and let's see what we get. Oh, it's a crystal. Okay. So let's put it this way so we can move on to it. It could be that way even. Let's put it that way. So he moves on to the... he does not move on to it. It's an event, he hasn't got his movement yet, but we can place the crystal there. There we go. So we've dealt with that event. Let's put it as a discard pile there. Now, I've still got 2 hero cubes to use. We've used our inbuilt movement and inbuilt perception. So, to actually, even though that's been flipped, to move to that tile with the gem on it, with the crystal, I'm going to have to spend 1 movement, point of movement, but I'm also going to have to spend a perception if I want to do anything with the crystal to interact with the space in the cave. Now, crystals I need strength of 3 or more to smash. I would have to use both these cubes to get myself up to 3 strength, so there's no point actually going there at the moment. So I might try and get more grit by getting myself to another tile in the cave. So what I'm going to do, it's quite neat how these tracks work here, a bit quirky. It caught us out first of all. If you look, by putting 1 cube on here, it's got a number 3 under it for free movement. It does not mean now by putting this cube under here that I've got free movement. It means that in this entire turn I've got 3 movement points. I've already used 1, so I actually gain 2 movement now by putting it here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place it there and gain 2 movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Let's come this way. Now, of course, to actually enter that tile, I've got to spend a perception. So here's where my other hero cube comes in. Perception just goes up 1 each time. So I'm going to use that perception now to flip this tile. Now, flip this tile, I'm going to gain a grit. So I'm now on 3 grit. And it's another event. Okay. Let's place it this way. Get an interesting cave, or should I place it this way? Let's have a look. You know what? It's got a nice little thin corridor here. Let's do that. It's interesting. This way here now. So he's going to interact with that tile because I flipped it and I've spent my perception. And it's an event. Now, of course, like I said, the cave would normally take up 3 event cards and decide which one to give me, but I'm just going to take the top one. Let's have a look. And what have we got? Oh, deep and dark. The cave. Oh, this is good for the cave. The cave draws 2 omen tokens. If there is no cave player, the knight gains a treasure card instead. Well, the cave is playing, so we're going to have to do this. So we'll just draw him 2 omens. Now, this will all come together when the cave has his turn, but we won't even look at them. We'll just draw him 2 omen tokens and put them on his board. There we go. So that's been dealt with. Bit unfortunate for us, we didn't get anything good there. And that, if I can see, yeah, we've used all our hero cubes. That concludes the knight's turn. Do you know what? Playing multiple roles, what I have forgotten from the knight's turn, these tiles should have been filled in by the cave, these open edges, this one here and this one here. They should be done from his hand. So let's just check he hasn't got any crystals, so they always take precedence. No, so we'll place one here to block that one off. We'll close that open edge, and we'll place this one here, and that is the state of play after the first turn. And of course the cave then gets 2 new tiles. So look, okay. So he's always got his hand of free. And there she is, that's where the knight has finished, and the cave's grown quite nicely, hasn't it? That does conclude the knight's turn. Right, here we go for the goblins. The goblins' turn now. The goblins are a cool race to play. Now, they have a rage meter, and it's like this goblin here who's going crazy. We start with 1 rage, and rage can float up and down, and it does help us rage. Rage helps us from overpopulating. Right now, these tribes, there is no population in any of these tribes. This just signifies what tribe they are. We have the Fangs tribe, very easy by its nashers there. We have the Bones tribe, and we have the Eye tribe. And there's 0 population in any of them tribes. They're no good to me at the moment, they're not doing anything. This red disc, one of the special tributes to this tribe is that it gets +1 strength permanently. So that just signifies it's not a population, it's not a goblin, but it signifies that these goblins in the Fangs tribe are particularly strong and they have 1 extra strength, which is pretty cool. The Bones tribe, if you look on the map on the boards, it's so honed to perfection, really. To be honest, everything's on these boards and stuff. This can only hold one monster card, which will help the tribe. This one, we can see it shows 2, so we can place 2 monster cards. That's the special thing of attribution of the Bones tribe. It gets an extra monster card. The Eye tribe, their special thing is they just one again, just like the Fangs tribe, but they have more powerful secrets. So their special action is we can draw a secrets card. You only get 1 action for each tribe each turn. But if we're not going to do anything with the Eye tribe, we could draw a secrets card. And we can have a hand limit of 5 secret cards, and that includes ones that are in play on the table. So first of all, I think we should just populate these tribes. Start with this will signify population. Now, it's a good tip there's a maximum of 4 population you can have in a tribe, and a good tip is to put each row of 4 discs in the columns here, because if you deplete a column and you still need to put discs on without having to count on the board, you can see straight away that tribe is overpopulated. You can negate the negativity of what's going to happen to you by losing rage. So it's good to keep this rage meter up, and that will stop the adverse effects of overpopulating a tribe. If you do overpopulate a tribe and you do not want to or can't spend rage, then what will happen is the tribe will scatter. Now, when it scatters, you would have to take it off the board if it's been revealed on a dark place, because the goblins like to be in the dark places on the board, in the dark parts of the cave, not on the lit spaces. If a goblin moves across 2 lit spaces in a turn, in 1 action, he moves across 2 lit spaces, he loses 1 population. They don't like being on lit spaces, so they'll lurk about on these dark places, and that's how they come onto the board. And they have to come on in the relevant symbols. So the Bones tribe would have to go on where the bones are. The Fangs tribe would have to go on where the fangs are. Right, so the first thing we need to do is choose a war card. Now, we pick up war cards depending on our rage. So if I was fortunate enough to have free rage, I'd get to look at 3 war cards and pick the best of the 3. And that's how I'm going to populate my tribes and get secrets and monsters. But we're only on 1. If ever we go to 0 at the beginning of our turn, it moves automatically to 1, like boom, straight back to 1. So we're going to get 1 war card. All these are shuffled up. Let's have a look what we got. So if we look here, it's the first card. We're going to get 3 population on the Fangs tribe, 2 on the Bones tribe, 1 on the Eye tribe. It's a pretty good card, this. and we're going to get one monster to help us, but we're not going to get any secrets this turn. So let's do that. Let's do this now. So three discs here on the Fangs tribe. There we go. So he has a strength of 4 and a population of 3. We get 2 population on the Bones tribe. There we go. And 1 population on the Eye tribe. There we go. We also get the 1 monster. So let's have a look. We've got the blob. So if this tribe uses the attack action against the knight also loses 5 grit. Pretty cool. So we got a monster. Which tribe we're going to do? I think we'll use him with our most powerful tribe at the moment. We'll put him there. We'll put the blob with the Fangs tribe there. And he's locked into place now. Now what happens with these war cards is, back into the deck, give it a good shuffle, and it's there ready for next time, depending on how many we pick on what's on our rage. So we've populated the tribe, we've assigned the monsters, with no secrets to draw this turn, it's all on the board, and now we perform actions, 1 per tribe. So I think the first thing we'll do with the Fangs tribe, he's pretty strong, we'll reveal him on the map. There's only one place he can go, and that's where the Fangs are. So he's there, he's now revealed, he's lurking there on the map, that Fangs tribe. He's got a population of 3, there's 3 goblins there, but they're very strong, so they've got a strength of 4. The Bones tribe, I think we should just get these bad boys out. So we'll reveal him and get him out onto the map. Now, the Eye tribe, we could put him here, but he's only got a population of 1, so he's only got a strength of 1, he's not very powerful. So for it, I think we'll use his special action and draw a secrets card because we don't have any. So let's draw a secrets card, see what we've got. Oh, Hex, awesome. Right, choose a player to Hex in each effect. X equals the Eye tribe's population. I think we'll keep that one handy. So what we need to do is build up that Eye tribe, hopefully get it to population 4, its max, and then we could Hex the knight and make him lose 4 grit. So no point doing it now because he's only going to lose 1 grit. Let's beef up the Eye tribe. So we'll keep that secret card secret here. That's for us to use, and I think that pretty much concludes the Goblin's first turn. Okay. Right, now it's the Goblin player's turn, and Donna's going to play... Sorry, the Dragon. The Dragon. Donna's going to play the Dragon player because she's played the Dragon 3 times now, and she's pretty competent at the Dragon, so she's the best person to explain the Dragon. I have not played the Dragon yet, and I'm itching to play the Dragon. It looks pretty cool. So you won the Dragon last game, really enjoyed it, didn't you? So
my aim for the Dragon is to wake him up. So I have
I
have to get 11 sloth cubes down to the wakefulness track.
Yeah.
And wake him.
And they're on 3 various
You've got greed,
rows, aren't they?
hunger, pride, and then you've got 2 others here. One is place the Dragon gem while they're on the map, or don't move for a turn.
And they get they in turn then fill up this track over here. You then become stronger as you fill up that track as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't need to fill up both sides of each level.
No.
Just every time you come down a level, it increases the Dragon's strength, doesn't it, in stats.
And they need to eat goblins to get cubes.
Now there's an interesting thing. This is the brilliant thing about it. Really is about this game. You do need to eat goblins to feed yourself and get yourself stronger and get them cubes off the top down to the bottom. Is it every 2 goblins you eat? Every 2 goblins you can
get a hunger.
You can move a hunger cube off onto your bottom track to get you to wake up. But here's the thing: the Dragon needs lots of goblins on that board
to keep the knight away.
To keep the knight in check, because if you keep eating goblins, there's nobody there to give the knight a hard time really. And he's gonna romp home and win before you. He's gonna kill you, isn't he? So although you need to eat goblins, nom 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 nom, you don't need too many because you need them to be strong there to kill the knight, and everything just bounces off each other, doesn't it? It's so clever. Right, carry on.
So the first thing, the dragon has to start wherever the knight is.
So that's the sleeping dragon.
To start there, yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go after the tribes, the goblin tribe. So the first thing is move and use powers. So I'm not going to
So
move
so
yet.
hang on. So what cards have you got in your hand, and why have you got them there?
I've got 2 claws and a wing.
So, but why have you got 3 cards off this? This is off the power
Because
deck, isn't it?
I'm on 1 armour. There's a square already blocked out.
Inbuilt.
Which is 3 spirit, which means that's how many cards you get.
Okay, so that's why
when
you've
it goes
drawn
to
3.
4 spirit, you get 4 cards.
So you can
and
start
so on.
increasing your hand.
Yeah. So,
okay.
And you have dragon gems here, which go towards your power cards. They act like a
if
card.
these dragon gems, the dragon can put 1 on the board each on the tile of the cave where the dragon is. Each turn it can put 1 of them out. Now it's a gamble in a little way. It behaves like a card, doesn't it, for matching up your cards, which will then do all of these different things here if you can match them up, all the different things the dragon can do. But other players can get them dragon gems. I can get them as the knight, and I can get them as the goblins as well, can't I?
Yeah.
So it's in your interest to try and place them wisely, and so they're on the board.
I'm going to use 2 claws, which is hiss, which is force a goblin tribe anywhere on the map to become hidden and lose 1 population, and you eat a goblin.
Yum, yum.
So I'm going to go for this one.
Yeah.
So he goes back there, loses 1.
The Fangs tribe,
and then
you've got one of them.
move up on my track.
So you've got 1 goblin, okay.
And then I'm going to use wing.
Yeah.
Move up to 2 tiles in a straight line, or move 1 tile through a wall. So
because the dragon is thematically he's underneath the cave, isn't he? So walls and everything else and dark tiles do not affect the dragon. And
I just want to move out of his way right now.
Okay.
So, and then I'm going to move my normal move. I can move up to 2, so I'm just going to go there.
Okay. Yeah.
My next go is pick up treasure, which there isn't any. Place a dragon gem. So I take one of these and put it with the dragon.
Okay.
And then I just discard my cards and replace a hand. Well, I've got none left. So, and I'm still on 1. So it's 3 cards. 1 armour, 3 cards.
Yeah.
That's my go.
Right, okay, that concludes the dragon's turn. Right, it's the cave's turn. One thing I noticed that we did not do is the second event, because we're playing with the terrain variant. No, it was on 1, it's only the first time each turn. Did the knight do both events? He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we're fine with that. I was thinking we had to place another special tile, but I do believe it is just the first time an event is revealed each turn, isn't it? So we're up to date. Right, the cave. So the cave behaves entirely different. The cave works on these omens. Now, if we look at the board, I got 2 omens given to me very kindly by the knight, and let's draw up to my omen level. So I get omens depending on how many treasures and crystals are on the map. Well, there's no treasures on the map, but there is 1 crystal. So look on this chart here, and it shows me for 1 crystal I get 2 omen tokens. So I'm going to get 2 omen tokens out the bag. And it's a cool little mechanic. 2 random tokens. Let's have a look what we got. Okay, we had 2 anyway. So we got a bat. There's a place to store them on the board as well. This, like, what is it, an egg? A dragon's egg or something? Diamonds, crystals, I think that is. I'm guessing, or teeth, I don't know. And some sort of, I don't know, mouthy, gooey stuff. I don't know. Right, so we can match these up to what's on here. It's dead clever. So, giant bats. For 1 omen, we can choose a treasure token, the knight, or a goblin tribe, and move it by up to 3 tiles in any direction, but not through walls. The knight cannot be moved onto a dark tile or a tile with another player. Now, that costs us 1 omen token, and it can be any of those. So that one would work. We could do it with that one, and we could do it with the bat, and we could do it with the egg. I'm presuming it's an egg. So we could do that 3 times if we wanted to. Now, rock slide. This costs 2 omens, and it's 2 of any combination. So it could be 2 bats, it could be a bat and an egg, it could be a bat and the diamonds, it could be 2 diamonds. You get the picture. It's any 2 in any of them combinations. So, and what the rock slide do, they're pretty cool. Is we've got these wooden rock slide tokens. I love the colours they've gone with these. They complement the beautiful crystals, don't they? And a rock slide, it comes into effect. It's really good later on in the game, I find, and we can start boxing people in. For instance, if something didn't like the lava, we could maybe put a rock slide between there. It behaves just like a wall. Now the knight, he'd have to, but it's making him use his hero cubes because he'd have to bomb his way through there if he did not want to come all this way through the lava. Yeah, so they're very handy to mess other players up. So that's how the rock slide works, and they cost 2 omens. Then we've got Past Plunder, and Past Plunder works exactly the same for paying for it as Hatred does. And it's interesting, there's a 1/2/3 omens. So the first time we use it, it only costs 1 omen. And we need either the egg, the diamonds, or a toadstool. But the second time we use it, it's going to take any combination of 2 of those omens, even 2 the same. And the third time we use it on a turn, it's going to take 3 omens. And Hatred works exactly the same way. Hatred, 1/2/3 omens. Place a tile during the collapse, remove a tile instead. So the cave wants to get through this big pile of tiles here. We want to build this cave, and then when the last tile goes out, we start collapsing it. So rather than adding tiles, we're removing tiles. And as the cave on his turn, and it's one of his last actions on his turn, he will shape the cave by placing a tile from his hand. If it's a crystal tile, he'll place that first, and then place a treasure. But once the collapse starts, this card turns over, we remove 3 tiles. So just like the 3 we had here, we'll remove 3 tiles each turn. There is a rule where it is a tile only touching one edge we remove first, then tiles touching 2 edges, and then precedence over visible crystal tiles as well. Once we collect, I think it's 5 crystal tiles, that's it, boom, the cave has won the game. So up to now, we've won with the knight, the goblins, and the dragon, haven't we? So yeah, so it's a highly balanced game. It's very, very good. So we have here soporific spores. Now this takes 3 omens. You need 3 omens to do it. Now I can match that. So we can't do this one. We haven't got a toadstool. We haven't got the little windy road or tail or whatever that is. It's very powerful. 3 omens, target a player. The knight loses 5 grit. That would be painful for the knight. The goblin tribe is reduced to 1 population. Well, you know, we could chop a goblin right down to 1 population in the tribe. And the dragon moves a sloth cube from wakefulness back to sloth. Well, I thought it was waking up. Oh no, I'm nodding off back to sleep. And the thief loses an upgrade. So it's very powerful, that. We've dealt with hatred, where we place a tile, or in the collapse remove a tile. And then we've got this last one here, which only costs 1 omen. And it's rotate a tile in any direction, any orientation in the cave. Place an event token on an empty event tile, or move the top 3 cards to the event deck to the bottom of the deck. So that's what we can do with that. It's good moving. In the last game we were playing and the dragon won, I was rotating tiles quite a lot, wasn't I, and making things hard for people. So that is how the cave is going to work. Like I say, on his go he will also place a treasure, and hopefully if they're still there at the beginning of his next go, that's how he's going to increase getting his omens. There's an omen token space here where I can save omens for my next go and save up and do a good go, so a good turn. But let's see what we can do here now. So choose a treasure token, the knight or a goblin tribe, move it up to 3 tiles in any direction. We could cause that goblin tribe to lose a population by moving him into the lava. I think that's what we'll do. Do you know what? Let's give the goblins a bit of pain. So I'm going to match that up for 1 omen, spend that. I'm going to move this goblin tribe. It says choose a treasure token, the knight or a goblin tribe, move it by up to 3 tiles in any directions, but not through walls. The knight cannot be moved into a dark tile or a tile with another player. So I'm going to move him here. How do you like that? So nothing's going to happen to him at the moment. He's not going to spend an entire turn there where he loses everything, because he wasn't in there himself at the end of his turn. But when he exits there, he's going to lose 1 population, and we're chopping him down a bit. Job done. So making him weaker. What else can we do? I could force the knight round this way if he's going to come this way with a rock slide, couldn't I? Takes 2 omens. Do you know what? I'm going to do that. It's a bat and an egg I can use here to match up, and I'm going to put a rock slide just where we suggested earlier, here between these 2 tiles. So the knight's either going that way or he's coming round through the lava. I've got 1 left over. I could place a treasure token here in the top, and I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to place a treasure token here. There we go. So I've used all my omen tokens. Not a bad little turn for the cave. Now what I'll do is shape the cave. So one of my tiles here, I add to the cave. If I've got a crystal tile, that takes precedence. I haven't. So I think I'll place this tile, boxing the knight in over there a bit. I think we'll go here, like so. There we go. And we'll draw back up with the tiles to 3 tiles. And then on my last part of my turn, I place a treasure. So I'll place another treasure, and I'll place it over here. There we go. And that concludes the cave's turn, and we've done 1 round of play in Vast, the Crystal Caverns, to be continued.